The night had arrived without warning, thick clouds blotting out the moon, turning the sky into a black, roiling sea. The wind howled through the skeletal trees of Blackwood Forest, whipping leaves and branches violently, as if the forest itself were alive and angry. Thunder rolled in long, resonant waves, and lightning split the sky, illuminating jagged treetops for brief, terrifying moments. I had been wandering the countryside, chasing curiosity, when I saw it. The forest's edge, dark and foreboding, beckoning me with an unspoken promise. Villagers had whispered about Blackwood for generations, warning travelers, "Enter, and your nightmares will follow. Leave, and it will remember." At first, I laughed. What harm could a forest, no matter how eerie, do? Yet as I stepped onto the leaf-strewn path, the wind shifted, cold and biting. Fog curled at my feet like living fingers. Each step made the ground groan beneath me, roots twisting and writhing as though trying to ensnare me. A faint, almost imperceptible whisper echoed through the trees. "You shouldn't have come. We see you." I stopped, my heart pounding. There was no one there, but the voice was unmistakable, intimate, and filled with something far darker than a simple warning. The path narrowed, and the forest seemed to close in around me. The shadows of the trees stretched unnaturally in the dim light, twisting like fingers reaching for me. The fog thickened, wrapping around my legs, climbing my body. I stumbled, and when I looked up, the path behind me had disappeared. The forest was alive, bending reality itself, guiding me toward the heart of its darkness. Whispers grew louder, layered upon each other, pleading, mocking, and warning in a chorus of unseen voices. "Your nightmares are waiting. Come closer." The wind carried scents of decay and something metallic, the tang of blood or rust, or perhaps both. Every instinct screamed for me to turn back, but my legs moved forward, compelled by a force beyond reason. Shapes began to appear among the trees, faceless, tall figures, watching silently. Shadows darted at the corner of my vision, only to vanish when I tried to focus on them. The whispers became more direct, shaping themselves around my fears. "You cannot leave. Your nightmares are ours now." I reached a clearing where lightning illuminated the twisted heart of the forest. Trees leaned impossibly, their gnarled branches forming shapes that seemed to mimic human forms. At the center was a small pond, its surface black and reflective. When I looked into it, I saw myself, but not as I was. My face was distorted, my eyes hollow, my expression one of silent terror. Behind me, shadows lurked, faceless, tall, merging with the fog. I spun around, but the clearing had changed. Each exit I tried led me back to the same spot: the pond, the twisted trees, and the faceless figures. The whispers intensified, no longer voices but a chorus of my worst fears, speaking my secrets, exposing my guilt, my regrets. Each step I took seemed heavier, the forest itself trying to crush me under its roots and branches. Suddenly, the ground trembled, and the fog surged upward, forming shapes of monsters and figures from my nightmares. Creatures I had long buried in my subconscious, now given form by the forest's dark will. They reached toward me with claws, fangs, and hands that ended in nothing but shadow. I ran, but the path twisted endlessly, looping back to the clearing. Lightning illuminated one of the nightmare forms in startling detail. A child's figure with hollow eyes, face twisted, whispering my name. Another form resembled a loved one, eyes black voids, reaching for me. The forest had learned me. It knew my fears, my memories, and it fed on them. Every step I took was anticipated, every scream absorbed into the endless chorus of whispers. The pond's reflection shifted with each flash of lightning, showing my own face contorted with horror, surrounded by the faceless figures and creatures of my nightmares. I stumbled into a grove of ancient trees, taller and wider than anything I had ever seen. Their bark glowed faintly, pulsing like veins, as though alive. The shadows clustered around the base, bowing silently. This was the forest's heart, its consciousness, its hunger made manifest. It did not merely trap wanderers, it consumed them, twisting their fears into living nightmares, merging their minds with its endless song of whispers. I fell to my knees, exhaustion and terror overwhelming me. The shadows coiled around me, tightening, binding me to the ground. The whispers became commands. Stay, forever. Faces of those who had entered before me twisted in the fog, merging with the trees, with the mist, with the shadows. My reflection in the pond screamed silently, hollow and impossible. My body dissolved into the forest. My mind was claimed by its consciousness. I was no longer alone. I had become part of the nightmare itself, patient, waiting for the next traveler. Time lost all meaning. New wanderers approached, drawn by curiosity or desperation. The forest pulsed with anticipation, reshaping paths, twisting reality, drawing them closer. I tried to warn them, but my voice no longer belonged to me. I had become the whispers, the shadows, the lure. Every secret I held, every fear I had buried, became a thread woven into Blackwood's eternal darkness. The wind howled like a beast, lightning illuminating faceless forms drifting silently through the fog. Shadows darted impossibly fast, reaching through mist and roots, carrying whispers that mimicked the voices of friends, family, loved ones. Every attempt to escape failed. Every scream dissolved into the endless chorus of lost souls, now mine as well. The pond shimmered with new reflections, those of wanderers yet to come, faces frozen in terror. Branches bent low, roots rose high. Fog twisted like living tendrils. Faceless figures drifted silently, merging with the mist, the trees, the air itself. I realized the forest's true horror. I would never leave. Blackwood had consumed me fully. My memories, my voice, my soul were now threads in the forest's eternal song of whispers, part of its living nightmare. I had become a lure, a guardian, a whisper guiding the next victims. Every fear, every secret, every nightmare that had ever tormented me was woven into the forest, shaping its power, ensuring its hunger was eternal. If you ever hear whispers on a windless night, voices mimicking your name, laughter echoing where no one stands, do not follow. Do not enter the forest of whispers. Once it calls, your worst nightmares will claim you.